what factorising is the opposite to what we've been doing. Remember that I said I split your test in two, okay? That you had expansion or your distributive laws in the last test yesterday. That was going from here to here. This was using distributive law 1, wasn't it? Multiply everything outside by that which is inside. It gives you that, okay? What we're doing here is we're going back the other way. If we had this, what would it look like in its simplest form? It would look like that. Now, over the journey, I guess I've been fairly critical of this book, but here's a time where I'm not critical of it. I think it breaks this process down really very well with the following questions which come next. In hindsight, I think I possibly could have given you all of the test in one, because I think the book does set it out quite well. But what's done is done now. Okay? So all you have to understand with this factorising is about expanding, or I'll use the phrase pulling it apart. Okay? So if we were to look at this one, 3a plus 6, okay? If you were to pull this apart, what you've got, which is a bit of a no-brainer for you now, is 3 times a. This is how your learning has progressed. 3 times a. We're trying to find a common factor of 3. Can we find a common factor of 3 in this? What could we do there, Sean? 3 times 2. Absolutely. 3 times 2 would give us 6, wouldn't it? That's the common factor. 3 times 2. All we do then is go along and find out what our common theme is. And our common theme is the number 3. There is nothing else that's common there. The A is different and the 2 is different. So the 3 goes out the front. We've taken care of that. What is left to do? Our times A plus 2. Do you think there's a way of checking whether our answer is correct or not? Georgie? Excellent. The first distributive law, which says 3 times A would give us 3A. And is 6. Does it get us back to our original question? Yes, it does. So this must be correct. So there's an actual way of checking whether the solution you get is right by doing the expansion laws that we did in our last topic. And if you get back to the original question, then you know you've got the right answer. Here, A times B take 2 times B times C. Again, we pull it apart. A times B. What the book does for you is they put the common one in red. Okay, they put the common one in red. That goes out the front. Whatever is left over goes inside the brackets. Okay.
Couldn't some equations have multiple?
Yes, they could. And that's what I like about this. It starts off with just one being common. Okay. You'll see over time. I'll just get rid of that. You'll see over time as we go down, there is multiple common themes, as Woody's alluding to. 4 and X, so that goes out the front. So it becomes multiple. All right, but it is a nice slow progression. I'll do a couple of the questions from 12B there. Okay, is there any ones you particularly like me to go through there? Anyone? Sean, anyone that you want me to go through there? Maybe C?
B.
Let's go with B first. They're always the easiest. Remember, they progress to more difficult. So if we go with B, okay, 8 and 40 are our numbers. And we've got to think to ourselves, multiplication times tables, what's the common factor there? 8 and 5, isn't it? Okay. So if we pull apart the 8, it looks like that. And if we pull apart the 40, it looks like that. Have we forgotten anything with there so far, Kayla? The D, excellent. That's just times D, and this sign goes into here. Okay? We don't need to worry about that too much. What's the common factor? The common factor is 8, which goes out the front. We start our brackets, D plus the 5. We check it. 8 times D is 8D. 8 times 5 is plus 40. So we've got our solution. All right. I think I heard O, did I? Is there any you'd like me to do before O?
C.
C. What's the common factor of 10 and 30? 5s, 3s, 10s. We try and go with our highest common factor. The factor that's highest out of both of them. The highest common factor to 10, well 10 times 1 gives me 10, and 10 times 3 gives me 30. We've got the x up here. Did I turn that off? I did. Times x. So again, it may help you, just as the book does, to use just a coloured pencil. I know you girls back there use different coloured pencils. I think someone over there uses different coloured pencils. The common factor goes out the front. That's done. And that's done. What's left, remember there's that take there, is x take 3. Why does it have to be take 3? Because it's take 30. 10 times negative 3 is negative 30. Okay? We'll go through I. Is there a common factor with our numbers? Only 1, isn't it? 1's the only common factor, and we don't include that. Alright? So we have the number 3. If I was to pull apart, if I was to pull this apart, Woody, what would I have?
3 times x times y.
Excellent. 3 times x times y. Take 2. And Jake, what do I have here if I pull this apart? What do I have here if I pull this apart? So we pulled this apart.
2 times y times x.
2 times y times z. Do I have any common factors there? Looks like I have y as my common factor. Okay? It's just the thing that's on both sides. So y goes out the front. Whatever is left, 3x, goes inside. Take 2z.
Well, if you had 3 y's, is that still just y?
Sorry?
If you had like 3 y's,
If I had 3 y's here,
yeah.
then you'd put the 3y out the front. It's going down to this more difficult where you've got a little, you know, you've got a bit more out the front. Does that answer your question? Yep, yep.
Could you go through one of the ones that don't actually have any specific numbers, like h?
Yes, we can go through h, g. That looks like that, doesn't it? G times h plus h. What's our common factor, Ash? H. So h goes out the front. It's a really good question you ask because g goes there. What goes on the end?
Plus 1.
That's really quick, Woody. Can everyone see that it's plus 1? H times 1 would be h, wouldn't it? H times g would be hg, which is the same as your question you had. Alright, so kind of that's a good one to ask because there's that 1 that goes tacked onto the end there. Alright? I think the best thing might be to get into it yourselves. Try and find that common highest factor, put it out the front, and then put whatever's remaining back in the brackets. Remember, this will be on YouTube, so access it tonight, or and as many times as you need to. Shuffle your cups. I'll come around and help you, should you require it.
Can you get my sharp?
I don't have.
So can the highest common factor be 1?
If it is, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
So, folks, I'm just doing the first one on the board for you. I know with these easy ones, it's going to be very simple for you to identify that as being 3 and just to do this working out. But if you don't pull them apart from the start, when they get a little bit trickier, you're going to miss seeing things. So I'm saying get into the habits of pulling them apart first and identifying the common factor and then writing your answer. It's a little bit longer in the first instance, but when they get more tricky, it's going to be a lot easier. Okay? So if I go to B, are you in B? Jake? Or are you in C?
I'm in
You're in E. Here?
Yeah.
Yep. So what have I got here? Pull it apart.
9 times C.
9 times C. What have I got here? Pull it apart.
27 times C.
We could have 27 times C, but 9. I know 9's going to 27, and this is why if you don't know, make sure you've got your diary open in front of you. Okay? I know that 9's going to 27. How many times do 9 go into 27, do you know?
4, I
9 threes. Okay? So what I've got is 9 times, 9 times C, and I've got 9 times 3 times C. Yeah? So what are my common factors?
think. Just been 4 and C.
9 and 9,
Oh, yeah.
they're common. Times C and times C.
Yeah.
So my common factor there is 9C.
Yep.
Can you, I'm using the word C a lot. Can you see that? Is that alright? Can I explain it better?
Yeah. Yep. Honestly.
Talk me through this one. How would you go about this one?
8 times D.
I'd look at the other number, and 8s don't go into 12, but there's some numbers that go into those.
2.
Yep. How many times does 2 go into 8?
4.
So 4 times 2 times D.
Yep.
And how many 2's go into 12?
6.
6 times 2 times D.
Yep.
So you're okay with that so far?
Yep.
So my common factors is times 2 times D and 2 times D, isn't it? Okay, see how it's really important to know, look at these first, look at those numbers first, and look at your times tables, because most of the time they're within the range of your times tables in there.
Okay.
Try and find a common theme. This is 2 for both of these. Alright?
And if the
Yeah.
numbers don't match up, like, say if you go like
Well,
10,
42 and 70 will be a challenge for you.
Yeah.
Maybe 7. 7's going to 42, 7's going to 70. But if you don't know that, it's going to be, you're going to have a lot of patience.
Yep.
But if a common thing doesn't go into the numbers, then they just go into the brackets that's left over. Okay? This is just identifying the common